Hi everybody. Very warm welcome to everyone who's tuning in tonight. We just started, we've been live for just less than a minute, so I'll wait for a few people to join and then we will get going. Just going to make sure I can see my comments. Okay, I can see my comments. So thank you to everyone who is joining this evening. We are Monday the 29th of January, the very last Monday of January. I'm not quite sure where the month's gone, but I'm very glad to be heading into February as we're near half term. And I think we all need a little rest here. So we are live on Facebook and on YouTube. So wherever you are, do say hello when you join, and do leave me a little message of where you're joining from. Hi Carol, I can see you're there already. So tonight I did another little poll in my craft community Facebook group today, and I gave you two choices. I gave you the choice of the Cutest Cows bundle, and I gave you the choice of the Be My Valentine bundle. So I'm still on the cutesy little animal theme. And I'm pleased to say that you all chose the cows. It got a little bit close towards the end as we got closer to the live, but throughout the day I've kept checking and the cows have really been leading the way, which is actually really good timing because the Cutest Cows bundle was the theme of my coffee and card make today. So I'll show you that. And I've got another little idea in my mind. Hello to Adele from Delaware in the USA. Thanks for joining us. Hi, Denise. I'm very well, thank you. How are you? Been thinking about you, lovely. Evening, Jane. Caroline, evening, Stacey. Oh, good. I voted cows. Well done. So I will hop on over to my desk. I'll share with you what we made today at Coffee and Card, and I'll talk you through how I made it. I'll share another few little makes that I've done, and I will try and make something get from here to my desk. So wish me luck, everybody. As always, everything I'm using tonight can be found in my online store, and that's at staceymarsh.co.uk. And don't forget, we've got celebration running throughout January and February, so you can choose a free item for every £45 spend, or €60 if you're in Europe. That's runs until the end of February, and there is a huge list of products to choose from papers, stamp sets, ribbons, embellishments, lots of different things. So do have a look at that as well. And obviously the more you spend, the more free items you can earn. So let's go to my desk. Okay, so for those of you that were at Coffee and Card today, you might find this a bit dull because I'm going to talk through the card that we made, although I know you all had lots of fun making it. So I'll start at the very beginning, and I'm going to show the Cutest Cow stamps. You may have seen this before. I've made a couple of cards with this since sort of December time. This is one of those stamp sets in the mini catalogue that really jumped out off the page to me, and I've thoroughly enjoyed creating with it so far. Big fan of cows, to the point where, and I'll show you these now, my slippers are even cows. So good choice, everybody. Thank you very much. Okay, so Cutest Cows, it is a photopolymer stamp set, so it's a lovely clear stamp set. I do enjoy the clear stamp sets more than the cling. I think I just prefer creating with them. And with this set, there is a little punch here. You can see my camera, there we go. So the punch will actually cut out the cow's body and the cow's head separately, and it will also cut out some other pieces if you wanted to make the cow without the stamping. Okay, so this is the card that I'm going to talk you through first of all. So this card here is what we made at Coffee and Card today, and I used the new mini alphabet die, which looks like this. I've been dying to try this card. I've seen this card, this sort of idea with the background a few times now, so I enjoyed bringing that to life today. And then I've created my little cow feature at the bottom, like so, and I've added in some little daisy. So I'll talk you through that card. Before we get started, I'll show another few designs that you may have seen on my blog. This one here is the first card I shared with this set. I've not really strayed away from how I've coloured my cow. I'm not quite sure why. I just think this pleases my creativity, if that makes sense. Here's another one. Kevin, it's lovely to see you there. This is a card that I designed for one of Kevin's winter retreat. Kevin's all the way over in America, and I designed this for his winter retreat as one of the projects for people to follow along. This is really, really simple. And the great thing about these cards here, these images here, you don't really need to do a lot. They do all the work for you, so don't worry about throwing lots of stuff at it. And this is what I've done on here. I've kept it really simple, just white card, a little bit of doodling, a little bit of ink blending, some stamping, and some really cute little embellishments as well. They actually come from the B Suite, but they go really nicely with that one. This one here, I've not yet put a sentiment on it. I need to think about what I want it to say. But that's using all 3 cow images. So you've got a standing cow normally, you've got a standing cow with the udders, and then you've got a laying down cow, and then you've got 3 different cow heads to choose from. So I've used all of those on that card there. But we're going to focus on this one first. The ladies at Coffee and Card Day, I gave them a bit of a choice. They had the choice of either a pink background or a blue background. So this is Flirty Flamingo, and this one here is Coastal Cabana. So I'm going to make it with Coastal Cabana, and then you can tell me at the end which one you prefer. And I'll do a little this or that game tomorrow, probably over on Instagram, just to see what people like best. So things that I've got for this card, I've got myself a white card base, and I will score that in a moment. I've got myself a piece of white card, and that's just a layering piece for the inside. I have a piece of Coastal Cabana, which is going to be my background. And I have a piece, I have a white circle that's cut with the Stitch Stylish Shapes dies. And then I've got a little bit of green to cut my grass and a little bit of black to cut my high there. So let's get cracking. So I'm going to score this first. So this is just half a sheet of A4 white, and I'm going to score that at 14.9 centimetres. Okay. Hi Debbie, hi Sharon, glad to see the cows, lovely. Hi Carol, hi Joanna. I'm glad you're using this bundle. I've got it arriving on Wednesday. Oh, exciting. I love it. I absolutely love it. And it just makes me smile when I craft. So that's quite a nice place to be. So this die here, I've cut my piece of Coastal Cabana card. This measures 8.5 centimetres by 14.9. And I'm going to pop my die just in the centre of that piece of card. And I'm going to run it through my die maker. So let's just pop that on. And the great thing about this, you pretty much get you get the whole alphabet cut. And I'm not going to use it, so I will pop all those letters in a little pot to use on another project on another day. So this is just lovely. I love this die. So you take it off and it will take all the letters out. And it's quite therapeutic popping all these letters out. Okay. So that's left me with my template, like so. Do like the blue, I'm not going to lie. Now let's just take all these letters off here. And I'm not going to need those right at the moment. So just pop those in a little tray over there. And then what I want to do is I'm going to take this little, let's just take all those. Excuse me. Pop all those over there, little stubborn letters. Oh, there's 2 left in there. Let's just get rid of those. Okay. So next, what I want to do is I want to cut the H and the I out. Now, luckily, they're next to each other, so I'm just going to get myself a little bit piece of black card, and I'm going to make sure that black card sits over those letters. And then I'm going to cut that out as well. I won't bring my machine back in. It's a lot of lifting. I've had a busy day. Hi, Sandra. Right, so let's just take off. Now obviously this leaves me with lots of little bits, so they're the bits I don't want, and then I want the H and the I, so let's pop those out. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I want to make this H and the I stand out a little bit, and what's really useful to use are these foam adhesive sheets. If you don't have these, pop them on your order next. They're really, really useful. You get, how many sheets? You get 6 sheets in a pack, and you can use them when you want to stick down a really big area, or you can use them with your die. So I obviously only want a small little section of this. Where are my scissors? I may have left my, oh no, they're right there. I thought I'd left them in my craft bag. So I just want a little section of this. I'm going to cut that out. Put my letters over there. And then I'm going to pop this underneath the H and the I again, and I'm going to run that through my die machine again. Now, a lot of people ask me, do I need to change my plates? No, you don't. Because it's foam, it will just squeeze through the machine with the regular plates. Okay. So there I have my H and my I. So I can put that to one side. And that's all my prep done for my background. So let's stick this on. I'm going to stick this down flat onto my card front. I'm just going to put myself a little bit of glue down here. And that's going to get stuck on there. I'm not going to put it up against the edge. I'm just going to bring it in ever so slightly. And then the first thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to use my foam letters that I've cut out. Just carefully take those out. And we're going to pop that in the space. Take off the top layer. So exactly the same as a dimensional wood bit would do, or a regular foam pad. And then pop the letter on over the top, and then do the same with the I. There we go. Save this bit because we can use that to stick on something else in a minute. Okay, so there's my H and my I all stuck on, and you can see that's just raised ever so slightly. Get rid of my rubbish. And then I've done myself a little line down the edge there. So I'm just going to grab my black pen and just do myself a line, just to emphasise that bit there. So that's my card base all started. So I'm going to put that to one side, and we can now work on the cow. Okay. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut myself cow. So I'm going to push that in as far as it will go and line it up towards the edge and cut that out. And what this is doing is this is giving me a template for my cow stamps, so that I line them up perfectly, and then we can stamp them really easily as well. Okay. So that's there. Take my cow head as well, and then you're going to take your block and hold it. Now your punch, your stamp is now the way that we need it to be. Okay, so it's a nice little tip there for you for when you're doing anything with a punch. It works with any shape, and what I usually do is I usually put that template in my stamp case straight like that, so it's always there. I don't know what I've done with it though. So now, because I'm going to colour with Stampin' Blends, I'm going to stamp with Memento ink, and this is just regular black ink, but it is the best ink to use with alcohol markers. Okay. You want to stamp that towards the bottom of the page, like so. Okay. And now it's just a matter of colouring the cow in. Okay. So blends wise, I have just a few colours. And what works really well with these, with the cow, is the skin tone blends. So I've actually got, although I'm using pecan pie, but with most of the animals, the skin tone blends are really, really useful. So I'm always going to start with my lightest colour, and I'm using ivory. So I'm going to use ivory on the cow's face and just into the ears. The great thing about ivory is it's such a nice colour. So that's that one. The next one I'm going to use is a light pecan pie, and that's for the hair and the hoofs. Hooves. Okay, because that image is quite small, you're not going to get a huge amount of definition, but I am just going to do a little bit of shadowing. And this is just with the dark pecan pie. Okay. And then the next shade I've got light basic black. I'm going to colour in a little bit of the face and then the cow spots. There's my cow. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a light grey granite, and I'm going to go just carefully around the inside of the cow, just as a little bit of shadowing. And I think when you're using white as your main colour, so that it doesn't look like you've just forgotten to colour it in, it just adds the tiniest bit of detail, and it kind of highlights the edge a little bit. It's really hard to explain, but I'll show you in a second, and hopefully you'll get what I mean. Okay, so let me just raise this up to the camera. I've just realised I've forgotten the towel, so you can't really see it on camera, but it just adds a little bit of it softens that edge, softens the outline. So I've just forgotten his tail, so I'm going to colour the tail in black. There we go. So there's Mr. Cow all coloured nicely. Oh, Louise, I'm so tempted with getting this set. I just adore this set, so I'm probably not the best person to say about this set. So then, because we've lined this up already, we know that we can just punch that out, and there we go. That is our cow. Okay, so he's super cute, isn't he? I'm just going to stick his head onto his body. So just put on a teeny tiny little dot of wet glue, and for this one I'm going to put his head on at an angle. So there we have, there's our cutest cow. I wasn't going to buy this set, but I did after your presentation. My work here is done. I'm really pleased, Kevin. I hope you have lots of fun using it. Okay, so I've got my white circle. I'm going to add just a teeny tiny little wash of Granny Apple Green onto that. Joanna's put, he looks great. Thank you very much. I'm just going to put myself a little wash of green just at the bottom. He's in his meadow. Quite happy. So that's just the smallest wash of green, like that. It just sort of takes the starkness out of that white die cut. And then now I've got myself in here 2 little sections of grass, and this is actually from the Fluffiest Friends bundle, and I'm going to cut those out of Granny Apple Green card. Let's just roll that through. And let's pop those out. Check. Put those back in our die tin before I lose them. And this, I'm just going to stick these across my circle. And I'm just putting a smallest amount of white glue here. And I want to stagger these ever so slightly. Okay. So there's my little grassy area. Bring my card in now. And do you remember the outside outline of my foam letters? I'm going to peel that off. So there's no waste. And this is going to be my foam pad for sticking my circle on. There we go. And then if I bring my cow in, we can stick that down as well. I love this set. I've used it for coffee and card session. Oh, it's so cute. It went down really nicely today at coffee and card. I think my ladies quite enjoyed it because there's not a huge amount of colouring. And sometimes the colouring is what sort of puts people off. Now, I'm going to try and move my circle down, if I can, just a smidgen. That's better. Okay, just going to move it down a little bit because if you notice on my original, I've got a happy birthday under there and I'd popped him up too high and I wouldn't have had space for that. There we go. Right. So for my happy birthday, just going to trim myself a little centimetre of white card. So just 1 centimetre. And I've got the happy birthday sentiment here. It's from, what's it from? It's from a botanical set, Regency something. I can't remember what it's called. Carol's book, we did masking and did a small herd of cows. Oh my gosh, that sounds adorable. Might have to try that, Carol. Happy birthday. So that is just in there. And I can trim this down a little bit, just into a small little banner. And then that can get stuck down to my card front. Like so. Okay, the last thing I've got left to do is my little flowers. And these are also from Sentimental something or other. Sentimental, I don't remember what they're called now. And the pack is not in front of me. Someone will know what they're called. So I've just got 3 little flowers and I'm going to cut those out of white card. Just wanted some teeny tiny little flowers. Okay. So you can see them just in there. Now while they're nice and flat, I'm going to just colour the centres with the Daffodil Delight blend. What's that? I'll take that off. That's going to go inside my stamp case. Take these off of here. And then before I stick them on, I want to curl them slightly. So this is my Take Your Pick tool. I'm just going to use the end of that to just curl them ever so slightly. So I'm creating just some cute little daisies. And this is a little insight into what I want to do next with card number 2. So that's those. I can now stick these on. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so while they are sticking, I've got here, these are really, really old. I found these when I was sorting out the other day. These are matte decorative dots. They were from a couple of Christmas catalogues a little while ago. And I think they went with a dog suite. So I'm just going to, they're all different colours. And I always think with embellishments, never get them away. Never throw them away. You never know when you're going to need the one that just retired. So there we go. Those are my 3 little flowers to finish that off. All I've got left to do is to stick my insert in. Before I do that, I'm just going to go around the edge with my pen to put in my pot. Joanne, a great card. Thank you very much. So we've got cows in the field behind me. Not at the moment. They've disappeared. They're sheep at the moment. And I always think it's just a huge meadow. So I want to create a little bit of a meadow style card. Sandra's put so cute. I think so too. It looks just like my slippers. Okay. So there we go. Now, the question, ladies and gents, which one do you prefer? Do you prefer the pink or do you prefer the blue? If you prefer the pink, put flirty in the comments. If you prefer the blue, put cabana. So do let me know which one stands out more to you. I do love the pink still, not going to lie. The pink does it for me. Okay, so they are my first card made. Oh, lots of people saying the blue. Well, I never. Okay, so I picture daisies in a field with the cows. So I've got here the Cheerful Daisies set. And I want to use just probably this die and this die. Okay. And I've got the stamp set here. And I think I'm going to need this stamp, which I think was one that had gone missing. And I found it and put it somewhere really, really safe. Now, if you were that stamp, where would you be? This is my little pot I tend to put things in. But no, I haven't put it in there. There is some flowers in there that I thought I lost. Okay, so we can improvise with that. That's fine. Now, yes, we can improvise. Let's use this little die. I'm going to cut a few of these out of white card. Lots of people going for cabana. No votes for pink flamingo yet. Stuck on bottom of trimmer. Well, it went missing quite a while ago, and I put it somewhere really, really safe. Obviously too safe. So let's just cut myself some of these daisies out, shall we? And I'm just cutting both of these out of white card. How many do you reckon? 5? Let's go with 5. The rule of odd numbers. Not bad, not bad. That's 2. Nope, it definitely doesn't want to come out. I always find that just dropping your die can sometimes just release it. But not tonight. I think I'm going to use the laying down cow. Cow laying amongst the daisies. Get rid of that bit of white. Let's get another little bit. I went to order some white card earlier and it's currently out of stock. So be keeping an eye on that for when it comes back in. Luckily at the moment I've got a stash. But I do tend to go into a panic mode when white card is out of stock. Okay, there's 4, just one more to go and we're there. What do you think of a bit of card? So let's just do this and this. Has anyone else seen anything that they like with this stamp set? I did have a little Google before I came on for some inspiration. Okay, so I've now got 5 daisies. So what I want to do is I want to add a little bit of colour to these daisies. I'm going to use, should we use some Daffodil Delight? I'm just going to add a little bit of yellow to the sort of top of the outline. So the idea of this is you've got a base sort of outline and then you've got a layer that goes over the top. So I'm going to try and turn these into little daisies. It's the name of the stamp set, so it should be quite straightforward. And I'm just going to lightly do that on here. How are we doing? Are we still there, guys? Not bad. Right. So that's my Daffodil Delight. Now I'm going to stick these together. I'm just going to put a teeny tiny little bit of wet glue on here. And then stick that to here. So that's given me my little daisy. What do we think? Quite pleased with that. So that's one. Now let's do the rest. Good evening from Belgium. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm just making some daisies at the moment. So just cut them from white card, and I've just added a little bit of yellow detail to them. So that's number 4. I appear to have one missing. It's just fallen on the floor. Thank goodness for a dark carpet. Oh, see, it's already done as well, so I did just drop it. Okay, so there are my little daisies. I'm going to put those to one side, and I'm going to do a little bit of stamping now of my cow. So cow, I'm going to do the laying down cow, and I'm going to do the same face that I've already used. So there's the laying down. And the face is over here. Okay, so let's just ink that up. Do you want one cow? Yeah, just one cow, I think. I'm going to stick with the formula for colouring in the cow, which is a little bit of light black for the markings on the body, and that sort of strip above the nose. I've got some ivory for the face, and then I've got a little bit of brown for the hair. I'm going to do the tail brown as well. Just a little bit of ivory in the ears. And then I've got a light grey granite that I'm just going to go around the inside, sort of markings. And it just softens that outer edge, the sort of outline of the cow. I've not done his hooves. I'll do that in a second. The hooves can be brown as well. So I've just used pecan pie for the brown, black and then grey granite. So let's trim this out. Now I can use, no, I can't use the punch because it's going to trim out his foot. That's it. So there's the face. And then the body, let's just trim around the body. So there is the body. Let's stick those two on. Hi from Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm sitting here making cards, watching you. Oh, Cynthia, that sounds lovely. Thanks for joining me. Okay, so there's my little cow. And here are all the daisies. So now let's try and bring that to life. I think I'm going to go with another white card base. I do enjoy a white card base. So I've got 10.5 centimetres. And then I'm going to score at 14.9. And then let's have another little layer. Let's go 13.9. I've just seen something on the desk over there. It could be useful. Oh no, here it is. So this is my white piece. His head's just moved. The head feels quite big for this body. I'm going to do a little bit of blending just in that background, ever so slightly. Just want a light blue, I think. Yeah, that's nice. So just a little bit of blue. And I'm going to stick these daisies on, I think. And the other thing I have is I have this. This might be quite nice. What do you reckon? I quite like that. Quite like that. I'm just going to cut myself a few little fronds. Fronds? Is that the right word? Yeah. I'm going to cut that out of soft sea foam, I think. Just a really soft green. And I already have a piece cut. That must have been faked. Let's cut a couple of these. I feel like it needs a little bit more layering. So this die is also in the set. There's one. Let's just cut another one out. That little circle there. I feel like it just adds a little bit of something to it. Okay. So let's take all those little pieces out. Right, so let's stick some things down. Let's stick this down. Now this is something that I cut the other day earlier. So when I was making this card yesterday, I originally cut a big circle and thought, no, it's too big. So I cut the smaller one and I just cut it from the same circle. So it's given me a little ring. And that is with the Stylish Shapes dies. And actually, it's coming in quite handy. It's like creating a little accent. Okay. Stick this to the front of my card as well. How long have we been going for? We've been going for nearly an hour. Time flies when you're having fun, doesn't it? So let's stick my cow on. Stick him on with a couple of little foam pads. Right, now we can layer our daisies around. I'm going to curl them ever so slightly. Nice. Curl this one as well. He looks like he's having a lovely time. This one I'm going to put on with a little pad. I'm going to put a little pad under there actually. Now let's put this in. Oh yeah, that's better. That's nice. No, that's right, it's gone the right way. Oh, it's so cute. Look at that. He's laying in the daisies. And then do I put one up here? Now, do I put it that way or do I put it that way? I think I put it that way. What do you reckon? I think so. Oh my gosh, I think this is just adorable. So I've got 3 done. I feel like one more would be over because I'm going to put that inside, and then we want a sentiment. So I feel like the sentiment needs to be really simple. So I've just got thank you in there. Let's try that. Smallest sentiment ever, but I think I think that is one. That one is Fema having a well-deserved break after milking. I think so as well. We could write stories about these animals, couldn't we? So I've got a little bit of my thin white left that I cut earlier. And then that in there, thank you. Although I feel like I'm just going to trim it down ever so slightly. I feel like I should say thank Moo in there. Yeah, let's do that. Just going to put a teeny tiny little bit of dimensional in it. I thought I didn't like this bundle. You have a way of making me change my mind. Oh, Sandra, you do make me giggle. He's very cute, isn't he? Or her, as we've now named this one a girl. Right, so that's that. I just love it. I think it's so pretty. I feel like it needs a little line, but it needs to be a really thin line. So I'm just going to see if I got my thin pen. I do. Right, okay. And this, I think, just really finishes it off nicely. Okay, I feel like it needs a couple of little gems, but I'm going to think about the colour I want to add on. And then lastly, I just need to put my piece inside, which I think I have a piece semi-cut, which is nice. Okay, so this is going to be 9.5 centimetres by 13.9. And do you know what, tonight, for a change, I haven't made a crazy mess on my desk. Usually I finish a live and my desk just looks like I've emptied my craft room onto it in no order. But actually, I'm quite chuffed with it. The card and my desk. Okay. Let's stick this inside. Someone's put, oh my goodness, adorable, love those daisies. Oh, excuse me. They've come out just as I hoped they would as well. So I've got two little things to finish this off. Oh, excuse me. Just going to add myself another little bit of blue in the centre. And then in here, because we've now made this into a thank you card, in here is a sentiment. The little things you do make such a big difference. So I'm going to put that in there. The little things you do make such a big difference. I'm going to stamp that in that blue area, and then I've got my last little daisy to sit in there. And I've just realised what gems I want to use. So in here, and I think these might be retired. In here I've got a couple of little butterflies. These were brushed brass butterflies. I don't know if these are still current or not. Does anyone know? Two little butterflies to finish off. Wow, it's not often things come out the way that they were in my mind, and I kind of pictured more daisies but smaller, but I'm really chuffed with how my card has turned out. So we'll just have a little recap. Just put some things away. I can actually see my desk, which is amazing. So we started out with these two. Which were my coffee and card designs. I created the pink one as my inspiration card to show the ladies, and then they had a choice today. They had a choice of either the pink or the blue, and we established halfway through this video that people on the video preferred the blue, which is absolutely fine. Pink is still my favourite though, sorry everybody. And then I went with this final design, and I wanted to create sort of the daisy, the cow sitting amongst the daisies, and I'm really pleased with what I've achieved. Actually, I paired it with the Cheerful Daisies dies. The cow is laying down, and I've just added in some little fronds cut from soft sea foam card, and that little circle ring, and I'm really pleased with how they have turned out. So just to let you all know, I have used the Cutest Cows bundle, which is a stamp set and a punch. That's available to purchase from my online store. You'll find it in the mini catalogue, the January to April mini catalogue. You can purchase them separately or you can purchase them together. when you place an order in the UK of more than £45, you can choose a free item from the celebration promotion. If you're in Europe, it's €60. Same promotion applies. We have a fabulous joining offer on at the moment. If you purchase your order as a joining offer, you can choose £160 worth of product and pay just £99. Or you can choose the glass mat and you can choose £130 worth of product. That's available until the end of February. When you place your order as a joining offer, you become a Stampin' Up demonstrator. You have access to the global community. You can earn, you can purchase your Stampin' Up products at a discount. It starts at 20% and it will go up to 25%. The more you buy, the bigger the discount. And that's available until the end of February. So I will leave you all there. Thank you to everyone who has spent a little bit of their Monday evening with me. We've spent just under an hour together, and I do really appreciate you taking some time out of your busy day. I will be live again on Thursday. I'll be doing my lunchtime club. That's going to be probably about 11:45, so watch out for the details on that. And that will be a craft along, so I'll share some details of product to bring with you. You can craft along or you can watch, and the replay will be available to you watch back at a time that's convenient for you. So have a great week, and I look forward to speaking to you all very, very soon. Bye for now, everyone.